like walking around with somebody pointing a gun to your head every day, telling you, I'm going to kill you someday. I just haven't decided when. After 20 years of thinking about my execution and thinking about my death, I've accepted.
These past months have obviously been some of the hardest times of my life. My once little boy is now on trial for rape and murder. This is any mother's nightmare, however, unfortunately, I am the one living it.
I found it very hard to come and talk to the press today about the horrific events that happened to my Julie and my Robin. I miss my girls more and more every day, that is a fact. I don't want to say too much to the public at the moment, as I am still incredibly tortured and upset.
Before you stands the man responsible for the murder and rape of 2 innocent teenage girls. However, he has decided that he is in order for an appeal. My client, Ginny Kerry, is the mother seeking the justice she should receive. I ask the jury to think about their children, families and loved ones and think, is this fair?
My client, Reggie Clemens, is a man who has been mistreated by the American court system. He has been enduring this experience for over 20 years. And it's fair to say, he needs a fair trial.
There is one thing I am certainly not. I am not a coward. I would never resort to physical abuse due to lack of evidence.
I'm obviously devastated with the outcome of what has happened to my 2 cousins. I love those girls both dearly, and therefore I am both horrified and upset that someone could do this to them. To think that I was with them on the night they died makes me feel sick to my stomach.
We appear here today to discuss the defendant, Reggie Clemens, and determine if he is guilty or not guilty of the raping and murdering of Julie and Robin Kerry. We're going to begin today's hearing with a key witness in the events, Thomas Cummins. Prosecution, will you please proceed?
Thank you, Your Honour. Please welcome to the stand Thomas Cummins, a key witness who could help determine what happened that night.
I am devastated with the loss of my 2 beautiful cousins who had so much to live for. I love those girls dearly.
I was wondering if we could start at the beginning. Why were you on the bridge that evening?
We were just having exploring. The girls wanted to show me more of the town, and therefore I thought, hey, why not? We looked around some of the stores, and then they both said they wanted me to see the bridge, so I agreed.
So, at what time did you make your way across the Chainbox Bridge?
Around 7:30. That's when I remember hearing something that stuck with me. One of the men said, "You were getting far worse than that in a moment, sweetie." Anyway, I shouted at them, telling them to leave them alone and have me to let the girls go. They then laughed and said, "Why the fuck would we want you?" At that point, I didn't know what to do.
Such a hard time for both you and your family. That's all the questions I need to ask for now, Your Honour.
Thank you, prosecution. If you're able to carry on, Mr. Cummins, the defense would also like to ask you a few questions regarding the incidents from that evening.
That's fine.
Quite a lot of people. The only thing is, what I would say to both of you is you need to address us more as an audience, like I was saying there. It's obviously you're reading a script as well,
Yeah.
so it's quite hard to do. I like you're doing throughout that. You need to be looking at them, but you also need to, I think, note-taking in any courtroom is done.
Yeah.
So you need to be note-taking, you need to be keeping an eye, maybe look at an officer once in a while to have someone standing there properly. But yeah, just look interested in their conversation, basically. But yeah, regarding you two, you need to look more, trying to look more upset. Because at the moment, it just sounds like, I like what you're doing with it because you don't sound too upset. You need to be a bit more convincing to those guys. Otherwise it will just seem like you're guilty completely off the bat, and that's not what we wanted to do.
Well, you have anything else?
Yes, I do, Reggie. Get in here now and help me clean up some of the mess you made whilst cooking. Honestly, how can you expect me to clean up all of this mess?
Sorry, Mama.
Hopefully, when you become a father one day, you'll see how hard it is being a parent and providing for your family. You can't afford to be around all the time. Starting to look for a job yet? You know, money doesn't fall out of the sky. You need to earn it, son. All I am saying is it might do you some good to think about a better future for yourself. And also this family.
You think they're gonna let in someone like me? Some stupid little poor boy from the hood in this army. Mama, the kids who go to the college are practically billionaires in comparison to us. We can afford it even if we wanted to.
They do these scholarship programs now. I'm doing your applications for you whether you like it or not.
Mama, for the last and final time, I'm not going to fucking college.
You will concentrate on your schoolwork, as that is what's the most important thing at the moment. We are adults, so let us take care of you. I've been doing this for over 16 years. Please, just be careful and get home early.
I will, Mama. I love you. See you later.
I love you too.
We are now going to assess the situation in which Mr. Clemens' original statement was taken and determine how Mr. Clemens' confession came about.
Is that Officer Thomas and Officer Marshall beat you in order to gain a confession from you. Is this true?
Yes, that is correct.
If you are able to, please talk us through the incident. Tell us what happened. Please, take your time.
Normally. Two officers sat opposite me and began questioning me, until one of the officers turned the tape off and proceeded to hit me in the stomach and the chest, only to end.
My client has undergone brutal treatment in the hands of two officers supposedly serving the law.
Officer Marshall, if you could answer my question.
Sure. Look, we have been looking for Clemens all day, and we finally found him. We just asked him the basic questions we needed to, but he refused to say anything at this point.
Officer Marshall is not the man in question of committing these horrific crimes. I would ask the jury to really think about who is innocent and who is guilty here. I find this accusation slightly hard to believe. That's all I need for now, Your Honor. Thank you, Officer Marshall. You may leave the stand.
Obviously, this is a confusing time for you emotionally, but also physically, you were not able to stand or walk properly, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
I now present to the jury an order for my client, Mr. Clemens, to be taken immediately to the infirmary after his statement was given, after being reviewed by Governor J. Nixon. The order reads as follows. Mr. Clemens is in no fit state for any further questioning.